Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Welcome back with me Mr. Asips. Long time no see. Okay, welcome back again in this online learning. In these occasions, we are going to continue the discussions of teaching English to young learners, focusing on teaching vocabulary. But before that, I would like to say stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home for all of you, yeah, in this new normal. Okay, let's discuss directly about the definition of vocabulary. There are many definitions proposed by some experts. Here, I would like to make a summary of the definitions. Vocabulary can be stated as the collections of words that an individual knows. This is an example. If we are talking about English vocabulary, then it must be the collection of words we have related to English words. In teaching English to young learners, here we are focusing on teaching English to young learners, everyone. Nouns are emphasized because they are easy to illustrate. When we have to teach young learners English, then nouns are emphasized. Nouns deals with the real words or the real things commonly. It will be different from the other part of speech like verbs or adjectives or adverbs, something like that. So the proportions of nouns must be more than 50% if we are teaching English vocabulary. Yes, of course, there must be process to teach vocabularies in English to young learners. So we are beginning with the nouns. It is also not 100% nouns. The other part of speech, such as verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and prepositions, are also included in vocabulary curriculums because they are also integrated to learning English vocabulary. But because they are more abstract, then we focus on the real words to make it easy to the young learners. Next, background to teaching vocabulary. Maybe there are some questions of why. Why teaching vocabulary is important to young learners. A proverb says that without grammar, a young learner can still speak in English. Even the speaking here or the words are not in a good order, not in a good grammar, not in a good agreement between the subject and the verbs, but still they produce the language which is English. In the second sentence, we have without vocabulary, a young learner cannot say the language at all. Okay, without sufficient vocabulary, then a young learner cannot say English. So that's why vocabulary is also important. Vocabulary is core components of English skills because the vocabulary is integrated to listenings, reading, writing, and also speakings. When we are writing in English, of course, we are writing English vocabulary. When we are speaking, it's also speaking English vocabulary. Those are not limited to those, but it can also be integrated to the teaching of, methods of teaching English. Like when we are teaching listenings, vocabulary can be also core components of, for example, total physical response, because the total physical response related to the vocabulary emphasis. And other skills also deals with English vocabulary. So vocabulary is core components of English skills and also English aspects. Like when we are pronouncing English, then it is pronouncing English vocabulary and also the grammar. Vocabulary learning focuses on useful words. What does it mean by useful words are the high frequency vocabularies. Means that the vocabulary they usually find in their daily lives of the young learners. Because when they learn the vocabulary in the classroom, they may directly practice the vocabulary outside the classrooms. We call it as useful words. It's almost the same as meaningful principles when we are teaching English in general, not only to young learners. And the next ones, why should we teach vocabularies? Variety of studies have proven that sufficient vocabulary repertoire leads to successful EFL learning. Okay, this is the goals. By having many vocabulary, much more vocabulary repertoire, the more vocabulary you get, the more successful you will be in the future in EFL learnings, according to many research here. Next, we also relate to aspects or indicators of vocabulary when teaching young learners. First one, of course, we teach meaning of the vocabulary. But teaching vocabulary is not limited to meaning. So it is not enough if we only provide young learners with new meanings of new vocabulary, because it will be short-term memory. Maybe they will, what is it, know the vocabulary today, but tomorrow it will be forgotten. So the next one is the pronunciations. After we know the meaning of the vocabulary, the new vocabulary, we have to also demand them to pronounce, okay, to teach them how to pronounce the words, because different pronunciation will lead to different meaning. And speaking, uh, I mean it is not speaking, I'm sorry, it is incorrect, must be spelling, everyone. Okay, spelling. So after pronunciations, then the students must be able to spell, okay, to spell the alphabet words of the new vocabulary. Because no matter how you know the meaning or you know how to pronounce, but the spelling is incorrect, it must be also lead to different meaning. And the last one is using words in the context. After we teach them the meaning, pronunciations, also how to spell the words, then we also ask them to use the words in the context by writing or by speaking. Next, we are moving to principles for teaching vocabulary. There are some like guides for us to teach vocabulary to young learners. The first one is emphasis both direct and indirect teaching. Direct teaching means like teaching vocabulary or new vocabulary and equip them with the meanings or the vocabulary aspects. For example, when we are teaching things in the house, then we teach like lamp, the new vocabulary, table, chair, for example, and we provide it with the meaning. Can be the meaning here. It can be directly stated by us that table is meja, or for example. But we can also ask them to guess the meaning. It's still included into direct teaching. Okay, indirect teaching doesn't mean that let them know the meaning, no, but still, when we let them know the meaning themselves, it is also still indirect teaching. So what is indirect teaching? Indirect teaching is when we teach the new vocabulary or the part of the words. For example, the suffix or the prefix of the words. Then they can relate the suffix or the prefix to the other words. For example, when we are going to teach the examples of in. In is the prefix of several words like incorrect, incomplete, okay, inconsistent. So in here relates to, for example, negative meaning. So this is indirect teaching. They can have many more words by having in. Or perhaps we also try to learn the prefix of uni. Uni, for example, is one. Then uniform, united, blah blah blah. And we also learn about the prefix bi or bi, maybe bicycle, okay, bipolar. This is two, yeah, bilingual. Or we also learn or teach them the words of tree, tricycle, triangle, must be three. Now these are teaching prefix. Then they let the students find out the other words having the similar prefix. We call it indirect teaching. Next is teaching vocabulary words before a new activity. This will benefit the students because the students will at least have like the illustrations that what they are going to do in the next and the vocabulary they are going to get. And it also creates to successful activity after learning new vocabulary. And present multiple exposures to new vocabulary items. This exposures is very important, everyone, especially for young learners. It happens also in adult learners, when we find a new vocabulary today, perhaps tomorrow we'll forget it because we lack of exposures. Exposure is like the frequency of the new vocabulary items. In this case, we have to provide the students with multiple activities, okay, or multiple method or techniques within the same framework of new vocabularies. Let's give the examples like when we are learning animals, okay, when we are learning animals, today we are learning animals, then the first day maybe we are like singing a song about the animals, okay, singing a song for the animals. And on the next day, perhaps we are drawing the animals, still about animals, but the same vocabulary, but different technique or different methods. And maybe the next one is like retelling the story about the animals. And the following days is like using puppet of the real animals, for example. Now, these exposures accommodate many learning styles, like like auditory learning styles, okay, kinesthetic, or even visual learning style are accommodated. So this what they call it this multiple exposure. So not only one exposure because it will not accommodate the other learning styles. So as the more we expose the students to new vocabulary, so the better their long-term vocabulary. So we can expect that today they learn new vocabulary within 1 week or maybe 1 month they still what is it remember the vocabulary and teach them next one to use dictionaries. Dictionaries also important for young learners. There are many kinds of dictionaries. Perhaps we can also begin with, like picture dictionaries. Okay, the picture dictionaries, they can understand the meaning as well as the real words or of the meanings. Besides that, when the students are asked to use dictionaries, they can find the words before or after the words they are looking for. Then it can also add their vocabulary repertoire indirectly. Next one is have students keep vocabulary notebook. Vocabulary notebook is a control for the students to learn how far they know the vocabularies. Yeah, according to the research by nations, vocabulary notebooks are also important because it results to successful language learners because the learners can control their learning of vocabulary, and if they forget, then they can recall it from their notebooks. The next one is classroom techniques and activities. When we talk about classroom techniques, then it must be activities and techniques related to young learners. First, we have to connect the vocabulary to young learners' lives. We call it as meaningful principles I have told you in the previous meetings. They learn something new in the classroom and they can practice it. They find it useful when they use it in their lives. And words for the days. This is also an interesting activity. Like we set the activities of the themes in the day. For example, like things in the house. Okay, then they can make the words for the day for like for the presents, for the attendance list. Instead of saying present, maybe Agus present. Okay, Anto present. You can say it by using words for day, for example. Okay, present for today is animal, for example. Agus dog, for example. I'm sorry. Maybe goat, cat. Nah, this is for enriching the vocabularies. Next one is categories. The categories here is like the students must have words in the list of categories like things on the land, things on the sky, like things on the house, okay, things on the water, sheep, boat, fish, blah blah blah. This is categories also important. What's missing? What's missing like picture cards or activities using puppet is also possible. For example, we have provided them with 5 things. Okay, 5 things in the classroom. 5 things in the classroom. For example, we have the 5 things are eraser, books, ruler, bag, and pencil. Nah, we we show them the things and we try to hide them one. What is missing? Oh, there is eraser, book, blah blah blah. Oh, missing is bag, for example. This is also interesting vocabulary or interesting activities to teach vocabulary. Mystery words. We provide them with the sentences, but not complete sentence. What they have to do is complete sentence using the appropriate vocabulary. These are also interesting. Okay, There are still many classroom tasks and activities we can use. These are only the examples. Okay, everyone, this is all of the lessons and explanations about teaching vocabulary to young learners. Should you have any question, you may write it down in the comment below. Should you find this video useful and beneficial and informative, you may like, share, subscribe, and comment, etc. Thank you very much for watching this video and watching this video. See you in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.